Have you ever wondered why pro players always have amazing defense even when they have no time to make adjustments? In this video, I will show you exactly how, with the top 3 easiest and most effective defenses in Madden 24. The favorite defense by pro players right now to stop both the run and the pass while still having a consistent pass rush is the 4-3 even 6-1 double Mabel disengage defense. I know I just said a lot of words that might not mean anything to you if you're not a competitor, so let me quickly break them down. Double Mabel defines using 2 flat zones, 1 curl flat and 1 cloud flat on each side of the field out of a cover 2 base defense. And normally, the cloud flats are set to 30 and the curl flats are set to 5. Now this defense is particularly great because it stops the most meta routes, like corners, crossers, and drags. Now a disengage refers to a blitzer that gets off a block but doesn't use a pass rush move to do so. And this happens the most in 4-3 even 6-1. Now the play you're going to call is Tampa 2. Now it can only be found in the New England Patriots playbook, but the 4-3 even 6-1 can be found in the playbooks on screen, and you could set up this defense with just a couple other adjustments if you don't want to use the New England Patriots playbook. So I'm going to call the play Tampa 2, and to set this up, all we're going to do is we're going to pinch our defensive line, crash our defensive line down, and then curl flat both linebackers. So for a total of 4 adjustments, and we're already set up. Right? The most common comment I see is that you guys want fast defenses. You can't memorize it quick enough. Sometimes your opponent's quick IQ, and that is a real problem. So it's really good to have defenses like this. So all I'm going to do is pinch my defensive line by pressing left on the D-pad, down on the left stick, then the left on the D-pad again, down on the right stick to crash my defensive line down. This is what makes them disengage. And then we're gonna put both outside linebackers in curl flats. And to do that, we press right on the D-pad twice, then press the linebacker button. So in this case, I'm gonna press square. If you were on Xbox, that'd be the X button. And then I'm gonna do it again for the other linebacker. So they're set to a depth of 5 yards, and the 2 cloud flats are set to a depth of 30 yards, and they're already backed off. So you don't have to worry about backing them off again. If you want to, you can back them off a little farther, but that's completely an optional adjustment. Now, all we're gonna do is sit right in this A gap. This will be great for run D, and this will be great for increasing the amount of disengages. And when someone runs the most common combo in the game, a flood combo like this, you will see that it'll be completely covered by our double Mabel defense. And on top of that, we'll have a really good chance at getting that double disengage or general disengage defense in on your opponent. So let's just run through a play real quick. As you can see, Chris Jones didn't even shed there. He just ran directly through the line. So let's just go through that on instant replay real quick. You can see Chris Jones, our best pass rusher, didn't even have to make a pass rush move. He quickly disengaged and comes directly through. So that's why these pros love this defense so much, because you get great pass rush, great disengages, you can set it up really quick, and you get really effective defense against the common combos that you might play. Another common combo you might play is something like Seattle, which is like verticals. It also does a very good job against verticals. As long as you use the middle of the field, everything else should be covered pretty well. So let's just quickly do a quick run through, run to the left, bait that, and just like that, everything is covered. So on top of being an amazing coverage defense, we also have this even better disengage defense. And as you can see, our defensive lineman, that was Derek Nottie, just comes directly through, and our opponent has absolutely no chance. So you definitely should be running this 4-3 even 6-1 defense. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, if you use this defense, you will have one of the all-around best defenses at your disposal, just like how John Beast did in his $40,000 Ultimate Most Feared Championship win in October. If you pause the video right now and like any of the tips you see on screen, you should definitely check out victoryformation.gg. We currently have my entire Steelers offense, my dollar defense, and over 18 game-changing tips in the laboratory. Just 2 of these tips in the lab showcase an unstoppable RPO, and the best A-gap blitz in Madden 24. Now the next defense is the $32 A-gap blitz out of cover 2 press, which is the best defense you can use to destroy someone's passing game, and it can be found in the 4-6 and multiple D playbooks. Now the reason we call it an A-gap blitz is because the left middle linebacker comes through the gap between the left guard and center untouched every single time. Now the most important thing to know when running this defense is you must have auto flip off because it only comes in from the left. Now we are once again going to use a double Mabel, but this defense only requires a total of 3 adjustments. To set this up, all you have to do is pinch your D-line, which is left on the D-pad and down on the left stick, and curl flat both slot corners by pressing Y or triangle twice, then selecting the slot corner you want to curl flat and pressing right on the left stick for both slot corners. And as you can see, when you set this up, you'll have a linebacker come free straight through the A-gap while also having amazing coverage on the backside. Now, if you use this defense, you will have the best pass defense at your disposal, just like how Kobo did in his $40,000 Ultimate Harvest Championship win in November. I'd be a fool not to include the simplest defense of them all, and that's cover 4 drop, also from the $32 formation. This play doesn't have a fancy blitz, but by far has the best coverage of the past 3, especially over the middle of the field. $32 cover 4 drop contain is so remarkably simple, and that's why it's so common at the novice / above average levels in Madden, because it doesn't require too many adjustments. It covers pretty much the entire field, and on top of that, it still has a very solid pass rush. So let's just break down how I like to set it up, and you'll be able to copy it exactly. And if you only wanted to run one coverage shell for the rest of your life and you never wanted to adjust again, this is the one for you. So in this case, all we're going to do is we're going to pinch our defensive line by pressing left on the D-pad, down on the left stick, crash our defensive line down. So that's 2 adjustments total. We're going to press our defense just like so, and then to put our 2 slot corners in hard flats, all we have to do is press triangle and down on the left stick. In this case, I don't have any zone drop set. I think that's also important to mention. It makes the zones play just a little bit better in these types of defenses. What we have here is 2 hard flats that will take away the flat. We have this hook curl that'll sit in a great spot for taking away tight end wheels, running back ins later in the play, sitting for crossers coming from the left to the right side of the field. This hook curl that we're not using does a fantastic job. I like to also optionally blitz my user by pressing triangle or A and down on the left stick and coming close. I think that betters your pass rush, but that's an optional adjustment, of course. So let's go against the most common combo in the game, and that's gun bunch verticals. So of course, we're going to user that crossing route, but watch this hook curl and hard flat play together to completely take away that tight end wheel on the backside and that running back in route. So as you can see, we run this play and we would go user that crosser, and everything's bracketed super well. My user, of course, I'm trying to pay attention to the play, didn't cover the crosser super well, but let's go through it on instant replay, right? So in this case, you can see the hook curl sits in the perfect spot under that wheel, right? So if they try to throw it to their tight end, your user would intercept that. And then if they tried to throw it to their running back, your hook curl's right on top of it for likely an easy knockout, right? And say if they tried to throw it right here, your inside corner would be able to knock it out or possibly pick it. And then our user would be responsible for this crosser. Right there, I'm kind of lacking. That's on me. But nevertheless, it's fantastic versus verticals. So let's run it one more time. And just to show it and actually cover our crossing route this time, and you can see it does a fantastic job. The other combo people like to run is flood concepts like this. So they have their backside dig, their flat, their deep corner route, and of course, their streak route to try to pull off some zones. But cover 4, especially when it's baseline pressed, I also didn't mention that, I like to have this baseline. You can also run it unbaselined, it is optional, but I think it is better baseline. So in this case, we have this flood concept, right? Let me actually show the play art here. And what you'll see is the quarter will do a great job blanketing that corner route. The flat will sit right on top of the flat route. And then of course we use that backside dig. So we're responsible for that left interior of the field. but you could see everything is completely bagged. This deep corner route, this in route, and of course this flat route. And that's why this is a favorite defense for simplicity and just generic effectiveness in Madden 24. Now, if you use this defense, you will have the simplest and one of the most effective generic defenses, just like pro player David T, who made the final 8 in the Madden Bowl and $50,000 using it. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with me while I show you the best Madden tips on the internet. If you're interested in taking some time to watch even more Swolosimo content, check out this video for 5 general tips that will take your game immediately to the next level. And if you're an upper level player and you're willing to make those adjustments that just is a tiny bit better than the defenses I just showed you today, definitely check out this hybrid defense. If you're an advanced player and you're willing to learn it, this is probably the best coverage defense in the game.